quick guide for independent dealers on how to order and goods in parts that are ordered for jobs. There are two ways of doing this. One is suitable for a workshop where they don't have a separate parts department, the parts people are integrated with the workshop, and the second one is where they do have a separate parts department. Two parts of the process. The first part is the raising of the order, recording that you've actually ordered the part. So if you're in the workshop and you're the workshop person doing the parts order, you can access the job very easily. So there's the job on screen. If we look at the parts tab on this job, and what you'll see is down the bottom there'll be an option to create a special order. So we do that within the job. We then get who the job is, where we bought the parts from, so we can put in a supplier code. So it might be, I don't know, Bob's Train Tools they do, and what have we ordered? So it might be a service kit or brake kit or something like that, and that will then give us an order number in there, and we'll see that on screen straight away, so we can actually give this order number to the supplier, and that's quite important for the second part of the process. Now, if we do it exactly the same, so if we're a parts department, so we have a separate parts department, it's exactly the same, but in the parts front of the system, we've got this option here to place a special order. We can find the job, so we can select the job, type in the job number, registration number, whatever we know about it. It'll find that there. Again, exactly the same screen, so who's the supplier, and what we're ordering, maybe ordering a brake pad kit, brake pads or something like that. And that will do exactly the same. It'll give us a purchase order now, 1581, and again we can quote that. Either way, we have visibility of these orders. So in the parts department, we have an orders list, and we can see the two we've just created there. One in parts, one in workshop. Doesn't make any difference. They look exactly the same. In the workshop, as we saw, if we look at the job in itself, so if we look at an individual job, and we want to know, are the parts in or what's going on, we can have visibility on the parts tab of that. So we'll see both orders are in there, so we can see exactly what they are all about, who the supplier is, and what they are is all on there. But also on the main workshop screen, if we wanted to have a look at parts orders, we get the similar screen to the workshop, so we can see what parts are on order for suppliers in there, and we can see that. So when the parts come in, exactly the same process for either. It doesn't matter how we ordered it. We come into the goods in screen in parts. We can then pick an order number, and we can see our orders that are in there. So we can pick which one we want. So let's say it's that first one in there. It'll then bring up all the details. We can pick which rate if there are. It doesn't really matter. We can put our first part number in. I don't know, S plug 1. If it's on the system, it will come up. If not, we can put what it is. What franchise it is, how much it retails for, what we actually bought it for, to create the part, how many did we get. It's for spark plugs. We might have something else, maybe an air filter. And again, so we can just quickly key those details in. Get a non-franchise part. I don't know, $15.99, $12.99, whatever it is. Create that. Next part. And then when we're finished, we can then complete the goods in, but we can check here that the purchase price matches our delivery note. We can complete that. Oops, of course I forgot the most important thing. We do have to type in either the invoice number or delivery note number. So if we've got an invoice number, we can type that in, and we can now complete that. If we've got an invoice, we can get the opportunity to direct to post that. So $28.95 plus VAT. So we can put that in. We can then post that invoice, and that will then do the goods in. It will show us a document number there. If we've got a bit of paper, we could scribble that on to show that we've actually goods it in. Now the most important thing here is because it knows this part's were goods in for a job. Do you want to book them out? Yes. Come up on screen, all the parts are there. It knows which job they go to, so we can then book that nice and smoothly out to the job. If we want to put it into a pre-pick box or something, we can put a pre-picking box in there, but we can confirm that, and that will book those parts of the job, clear that order on the job card, and we can see that clear. So hopefully that makes that clear. So we've shown the two parts of the process: the raising of the order and then the goodsing in of that order. Thanks for watching.